I tested a simple scalping system for an entire year, and every single month it's been insanely profitable. No indicators, no confusing setups, just literally one 5-minute scalping strategy built on pure price action. And in fact, it's so ridiculously simple that just last month I used it to make $41,000 in profit on these accounts right here, all trading less than an hour per day. So today I'm gonna give you the entire system for free, so you can go and start winning trades just like this one I took today, and eventually scale up and start to stack crazy amounts of profit as well. All right, so here's the trade I took literally right now. I'll insert a video of me executing it. I made $2,500 on this trade. I'm going to show you exactly how to take trades exactly like this by showing you how I got involved in this trade, as well as the trade I took the previous day, all here on NASDAQ or NQ if you're trading futures. So basically, the first step we're looking to do is come on the charts at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, right? That's New York market open, okay? That's 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to look for a few specific things. Now, the first thing is to determine the trend on the higher time frame. So what I do is I go onto the 4-hour time frame, okay, and I'm going to look at a few things. The first thing I like to look at is the 50 simple moving average. So what you're going to want to do is go to indicators and type in simple moving average, okay, and you're going to want to add one of those to your charts and go to settings and then add change the length to 50 and click OK. You're then going to get this moving average on your chart. Now, what I like to do is zoom out on the 4-hour and have a look at what direction the 50 is going in, and if we are over the 50 moving average or underneath the 50 moving average. Okay, so you can see here we're obviously over the 50. Okay, you can see this line right here. Excuse my drawing, right? So essentially you can see we are over, and the 50 is pointing upwards. Now you can also see that in general we're creating higher highs and higher lows right here on the 50 on the 4-hour time frame. So what we're also looking at as well is for big 4-hour structure. Now if we zoom out, we're currently at the highest NASDAQ has ever been, so there's no real structural points that we can run into. Okay, there's no walls that we can run into of price, so that's really nice. Okay, however, if we look to the downside, we can see that if price comes down here, I have it marked on, we may have some issues, okay, if we come down here. But other than that, we're pretty much clear to go. This is just to make sure that we have no roadblocks on the way to taking these trades. Now that that's out of the way, essentially what I'm going to look for is for structure on the 5-minute time frame. Now, what I'm looking for is very specific and it's very simple. I'm looking for not just pivots in the market where price pushes into once, okay, and then turns around from. I am looking for real structure where price has pivoted, come back, and then pivoted once again. So we have an actual zone to trade from. This here would be our zone, okay? So essentially what we're looking at is for zones like this one over here. Why do I mark it on? I marked it on with this blue line right here. Let's make it yellow just to stand out, because we had price push in and reject, and if we zoom out a few days ago, we had price reject and reject as well. So this right here is not just a pivot, it is part of an actual zone. So that's the first rule when I'm looking at my zones to trade from. So I marked it on in this yellow over here. The other thing I'm looking for is to make sure, once again, price is above this 50 SMA. So you can see price is above, okay? That means we're good to go for buys. Then what I'm looking for is for price to break and close. So as you can see, we wait for 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? After 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is the open, which happened right here on this candle, basically, We then wait for price to break and close above our zone. So here's our zone. Price broke and closed right here. This candle must close. And then we need to wait for the retest of the zone. And as you can see, we retested right here perfectly. If you go down to the 1 minute time frame, you can see we broke out and we came back and retested right here. Okay, and this is where I get involved right here. Okay, so on NASDAQ or the NQ, if you're trading futures, it works for both CFD and for futures. You can enter when price retests this zone. Okay, but there's a few rules you need to bear in mind when trading the strategy that I'm going to explain to you. Just a couple that is going to keep you much more safe and make sure that your win rate is high when you're trading this so that you can get the same kind of results that I get. So make sure you pay attention to the next few steps. But basically, we're waiting for the break on the 5 minute time frame and the closure. So this was this candle right here. It broke and it closed here, and then we waited 2 5 minute candles and it retested. Then, okay, we enter on the retest over here. Okay, then what we do is one of two things. You can choose how to risk manage. You can either take profit at 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, which would be roughly right here where this white line is. Okay, so you can take profit at 1-to-1. Or you can hold it for 1-to-2, which is up here, okay, which it would have hit as well. So if you hold it for 1-to-2 up here, okay, you can then basically go break even once price gets to 1-to-1, meaning if price comes back to your entry, you don't lose any money, okay, but you get taken out of the trade, and you're basically guaranteed you're either going to make money or you're not going to lose any money, or you're going to hit a 1-to-2 risk reward, meaning if you've risked $100, you're now going to make $200 if your target is hit. However, you will find yourself getting a lot of break-even trades. So you can choose whether you want to go 1-to-1, where you're going to have a much higher win rate, okay, because you're not going to get any break-even trades, but with 1-to-2, you're going to win much more every time you hit a take profit. Okay, you're going to win 2 times more than if you just take profit here. Personally, I like 1-to-1 because I prefer to win more often. Okay, and it's better for my psychology. So I took profit down here. Some other guys in our community took profit up here, right? So that's how our risk management for the strategy works. Okay, so here are some important rules to keep in mind when trading this strategy. So one of the most important things is that if price has become overextended, meaning before we get this retest, price has pushed beyond 1-to-2. So basically meaning if price has pushed beyond this line right here in pink, okay, and then it comes back, it may have gone too far. What you're going to want to do at this point is take much lower risk when price comes to retest, or not take the trade at all, right? That's up to you, because, right, what can happen is it can then build momentum coming back down, meaning when price goes up, it must come down, right? And when price goes up too much, it can build quite a bit of momentum on the way down, okay? So it's important to keep that in mind, right? The other thing as well is that you want to look at the S&P 500, okay, when you're taking these trades. It's an awesome confluence to take, and I often look at it. If the S&P 500 is currently pushing upwards and you're about to take a buy trade on NASDAQ, it's a good sign. However, if it's currently pushing bearish, you may want to sit out. Okay, and this has kept me out of a lot of trades that didn't work out. But let's have a look at a trade we literally took just the previous day with this system. Okay, so if we go back another day back, I will also post the results of this. I literally took the live execution on this trade on stream in our Discord. Okay, you can join our free Discord in the link down below. It's totally free for you to join, and you can see each recorded trade session that we've taken all of our trades on for over a year. We've recorded the results and we've video recorded the live executions. You can join that with the link in the description down below. It's totally free for you to join. You can learn how we trade in there totally for free. Okay. So essentially, here's the trade from yesterday. Exactly the same thing. Okay. So 9:30 a.m. happens. We have price breakout over here. Okay. This is our zone. You can see the zone to the left. We've tapped once, twice, 3 times. So it's not just one pivot, it is multiple reactions in and around this area. Okay, so this was the zone. We had price break out of it over here. We then had price push down and retest over here. Okay, we got in over here, right? And then we took it all the way up, and you could have actually held it literally the whole day, but we only take a maximum of 1 to 2 risk reward. You can see we literally could have held it all the way to today, right? But if you do that, you're going to miss out on a lot because you're going to end up getting taken out break even. So we only take 1 to 2 risk reward, and some of us take 1 to 1 just to increase win rate even further, which is where I prefer to go. So essentially, again, you can choose to go take profit here at 1 to 1 or take profit at the full 1 to 2. Okay, so I'll show the results I took of this trade, and we took it all live on stream. It's all totally recorded. So this is the full strategy I've been trading for over a year, to get the payouts that I've gotten and the consistent results that I've gotten. Once again, guys, if you want to join our free Discord community, the link to join is in the description below. We have recordings of all of these trade sessions where we've taken these trades totally live. You can also join our live sessions every day for free, where we don't trade live with you. We do that with our private community, but we do give you the pre-market analysis where we show you exactly the zones that we're about to trade from. You also get access to the recordings totally for free that happen in our inner circle, where you can learn from them and fully learn the strategy for free. So you can join in the link in the description below, totally free to join. Thanks everyone for watching. I will see you in the next one. Cheers.